Mr. Speaker, I would ask that the members of the House please stand in a moment of silence for the Reverend Billy Graham.
That was a moment of silence at the end of today's session at the South Carolina legislature. Palmetto state lawmakers say the Reverend Billy Graham truly was America's pastor and a man our entire region should be proud of. South Carolinians considered Reverend Graham one of their own as well.
Yeah, they sure did. You may not know this, but the Reverend Graham had a lot of roots in South Carolina. His paternal grandfather was actually born right near Fort Mill. NBC Charlotte's Billie Jean Shaw is live in York County tonight for us. And Billie Jean, he visited the state several times, and his words really helped soothe the state right there in the wake of Hurricane Hugo, right?
That's right, Bill. And also in the 1950s, Reverend Billy Graham visited South Carolina, touching on race relations during segregation, insisting that whites and blacks worship together. And today I have the honor to speak to one of his friends, Bob McAllister, who's a former chief of staff advisor to former South Carolina Governor Carroll. And tonight, his recollection of Reverend Graham, so amazing. I want you to hear it in his own words.
Billy Graham came to Columbia to do a week-long crusade in 1987. He was just like he was on television.
If you know Christ, you know more than the professor at the greatest university.
But he also had a charm and a sharp wit about him.
Somebody asked me what version I'm using. I'm using the same one Paul used, the King James Version.
At Williams-Brice Stadium, every night of the crusade was packed.
And as hundreds are making their commitments to Christ here at the Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina, you can make your decision for Christ right now.
He came into Columbia early one morning and spent the day touring the hardest hit areas of the coast. We started out in Myrtle Beach and wound up in Charleston that night. During the day, Billy held 5 impromptu worship services. Very quiet, godly sincerity about him. There's no question. In the 80s, Billy Graham was at the height of his success. He was an internationally acclaimed superstar, counselor to the presidents. Yet there he was in the ruins of Hurricane Hugo, walking through the mud, ministering to people. Billy Graham now sees the one face-to-face about whom he preached all of his life.
And Sarah and Bill, what more can I say? There you have it, America's pastor coming to South Carolina during such a tragedy, but also spreading the love of Christ at the same time. So this story is just one of thousands that many the Palmetto State have of the Reverend Billy Graham. Reporting live in York County, Billie Jean Shaw, NBC Charlotte.
Billie Jean, thank you.